Today I'll be making a few quick observations between Perth and Brisbane in terms of living rough, and also some comparisons made with Sydney. Now the observations I made probably cover a period of 2 months, so things may change in the future. So you never know. What I say today may not be the same in time. These different quirks start with transport. It's much cheaper and easier to get to the airport in Perth, especially by train. It only costs like $3, like even from the city. I don't know about the bus. Well, you can get a bus there actually from the city or from Belmont Hub. You can catch a 270 to High Wycombe, and then you can catch a train from there back to the airport. Now, the trains themselves in both Brisbane and Perth, you have to open the doors of the train yourself when boarding and alighting by pressing a button. On Perth trains, it's a rectangular button next to the doors. In Brisbane, it's a circular button on the doors themselves, located in the middle. Obviously, they can't be operated while the train is in motion. This is not so in Sydney, where all doors are automatic. Buses. In Perth, the buses have an automatic disabled ramp for prams or travel bags. In Brisbane, the disabled ramps must be manually operated by the driver, which pulls up from the floor. Perth buses have USB ports, but unfortunately no Type-C. I have not seen any such USB ports of any kind on Brisbane buses, nor Sydney buses. Perth buses tend to be a little bit more on time. However, once you get beyond the main city, they can be less so. I waited 2 hours on a Sunday for a bus at Orange Grove one day. Being a Sunday, there are less buses, but I don't know what happened. The bus that was supposed to come didn't come, and I ended up waiting that length of time. Now the authorities, especially transit authorities, in Perth, they are very strict. They have transit officers everywhere who check tickets constantly. I even had my ticket checked twice on occasion. So far in Brisbane, this is not the case. It's yet to see a transit police checking anything. However, they do exist, and I wouldn't rely on getting around for free. They could show up at any time, you never know. Brisbane public transport has 50-cent fares, and in Perth, though, the cost of travel is based on time, not distance, which is opposite to Sydney. Though it is cheaper than Sydney, I think, with the average fare being about $3.50, but you can travel anywhere for like 3 hours, where in Sydney, the time is not on time. Yeah, it's on it's about $2 a stop. But now in Brisbane, I don't know, it's like 50 cents, just 50 cents now. And there's no concession cards, no concessions, just 50 cents for everybody. Now, the cost of food and accommodation. Perth is more expensive generally by a few dollars. Accommodation is comparable in hotels and backpackers to all the other places, although Sydney caravan parks are more expensive, the most expensive. I wouldn't recommend staying in a caravan park in Sydney. Now, rents for paid leases, if you're entering a lease, they can more expensive in Perth. With the average room, from my experience, just a basic room was $335 a week. And in Brisbane, that's $250 a week. Is one is available. If you need more information on this, you can contact me. Now, in the supermarkets, you may find some items in Perth are not available. I couldn't find powdered milk, for example, in a tin, which is more convenient than in the plastic bags, which is all that was available in the Perth supermarket. This is not to say that powdered milk in a tin isn't available anywhere in Perth. I just didn't see it in my travels. It's much more convenient when living rough, to have your powdered milk in a tin than it is in a bag, as you can realise that. Yeah. the moisture gets in, it can spill everywhere. That's not to say you can't buy a container, a cheap container to keep your powder milk in. No. But if you're low on money, you may not have to spend $5 on a container. In Brisbane yesterday, I got 5 containers for $2 at Target. This was a very good bargain, not to be seen everywhere. Always keep your eyes open for bargains. Now, when it comes to parking and driving to the beach in Perth, they are okay in Perth, but some difficult access with housing developments now close to the beach, and some car parks you have to pay and cannot park all that close to the beach. Not like the Gold Coast, but some places in Sydney. Now the people in Perth. Now generally people are quite friendly. As a matter of fact, there's some people who are quite helpful, but it does have a large homeless population now, and some of these people, even if they're not homeless, they may be living in welfare housing, and there's a lot of crazy people. When I mean crazy, just I encountered many people who were screaming and carrying on over what seemed like nothing. And sleeping rough is basically illegal, but there are large homeless camps in the city, especially around MacGyver. There's a large homeless shelter there which offers free food, showers, and basic amenities.